Hello, my name is Andrew WK, and this is Marky Ramone, and
Hi.
you're watching
Hello
Under the Gun TV.
Could you guys tell me a little bit about how you met and how Blitzkrieg came together?
Well,
knows?
we've both been living in New York. Marky, obviously, much longer than I have, just because he was born here. But we were both friends with a legendary character, a nightlife maven, a master of the nighttime world named Steve Lewis, and he told Marky that maybe I would be a good person to sing in his band. I mean, Marky was looking for a new singer. Is that right? You asked him to introduce you to a new singer?
Yeah, and then Andrew met me at the CBGBs, and we had a go at it, and he learned the Ramones songs, and this is the result. So we do 35 classic songs, and the first one was at Santos' house party. We just came basically off a world tour. Now we're winding it down in America and England. So we'll be playing Washington, our first show tomorrow.
Yeah, Washington, D.C.
And then Irving Plaza Saturday.
And then Boston on Thursday.
Yeah, and all the way to the
right?
West Coast.
That's right. On a Friday, Boston.
So that's how we got together.
It was, it was one of those things for me that just seemed like the most unlikely, but at the same time, the most natural kinds of events. Like I could never have predicted it, but once it came to be, it just felt very good. The music is fantastic, and Marky is, as good as a drummer could ever be, and also very gracious and inspiring person to be around. So, I'm just happy to be able to serve the legacy, to serve him, and to serve the Ramones music.
Marky, when you were looking for a vocalist, was it important to you to find someone that would live up to Joey's name and that he would be proud of?
No, I wanted somebody who could have their own style and put their own, obviously, style to it. And Andrew has that. This is 2013, not 1990, 1980. So Andrew has a different approach, but the music is still the same. The band is very tight, and it's a party every night. So, just as long as we enjoy doing it and everybody likes what we're doing.
Marky, I know in the past you've taken stage with Newfound Glory and a couple of other bands. Was it always in the back of your mind that you wanted to get a band together and go coast to coast with it?
No, I did. They wanted me to do some songs with them, so I did. So did the Fallout Boys at the Barclays Center and Offspring at Rock in Rio. So, I'm always willing to play Ramones songs with another band, just to keep it going, the legacy, But this is the main thing now, which is to me number one.
These songs deserve to be performed live, to be heard live. Listening to them on the albums will never go away.
Right.
But the energy that comes from having an original Ramone there behind the drum set and us putting our heart and soul into the songs, that's a whole nother ball of wax that I think people want. They want that ball of wax, much like a bee. A bee wants pollen, and with that pollen you create wax. And I think hopefully that we're a bunch of bees creating these pollinated nights at these shows.
Well, there's a whole new generation too.
That's true.
So,
folks that a lot of people never got to see the Ramones. That's
right.
true.
So it bridges the generation gap with the older generation that always comes because they were there from the beginning. So it's just good to see I think it has a lot to do with the lyrical content, the energy of the music and the show that attracts people to come. So, that's what I think.
Andrew, do you ever get intimidated going on stage and performing these classic songs?
I was very nervous, intimidated, scared, anxious, stressed, everything else that could be, but the underlying desire was so strong to take this opportunity that somehow it come my way, and I made the most of it. That's what it takes to bash through those fears or those anxieties. You have to have something to motivate you and something to live for that makes you rise above your own shortcomings. And thankfully I had Marky and also just the music itself. Like Marky said, the songs are so good that once it kicks in and I'm singing them, I feel like I'm a superhero, like a Marvel comic superhero.
Right.
I can do anything. And I think that the people listening to those songs and the audience members, I think they feel that way too. And when you combine all that energy, it takes you over the top.
Yeah, and the thing is also that I didn't want any Ramone clones in the band. I'm talking about the musicians too. But again, the music kicks ass. We don't stray from the original formula. So these guys are able to play the way they should be played,
That's true.
Speaking of intimidating opportunities, you just got off the road with Black Sabbath all summer. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Black Sabbath invited me to be their DJ before they went on stage for this incredible reunion tour, this new 13 album and their world tour. And for whatever reason, they thought that I would be a good person to open the show with a DJ set. I mean, I got to play a lot of my favorite songs just on CDs that I brought with me, and hype the crowd up a bit and throw out some T-shirts, and then have the greatest heavy metal band of all time, take the stage. And actually, I played some Ramones songs.
Thank you.
During some of those sets, and it was just a time to get the party going. I mean, I don't know why I get to do something like that. I mean, that's just completely absurd, in the best way. But that just goes to show sometimes life doesn't need to make sense to still be fun.
How did you guys go about picking your set list?
Well, we're doing 35 classic Ramones songs, which I picked from watching videos that I made for the Ramones. And I have the largest Ramones video library, so I'm able to see all this. So I'm looking at the concerts to see the reactions of each song. So it took a while, and I got them, and this is the result of what we'll be doing on these shows coming up.
I mean, yeah, we throw down. There's really no tricks or surprises in the
No
best
effects,
way.
no samples, no baloney. You're going to see 4 human beings really playing.
And playing with everything they got, too. Because the songs demand that. The music demands that, and it brings it out of us.
No triggers, no fake stuff, just the real deal.
That's right.
I know you guys play together a lot. Is there any chance you would ever go into the studio and maybe make some original music together?
It's a possibility, yeah. It's a possibility. Definitely.
I'm down for whatever Marky wants to do.
Definitely.
I'm here to serve him. Within reason. Within reason.
Okay, come on.
No. Hey, now. Gee whiz.
Marky, could you tell me about the show you have on Sirius XM?
Yeah, it's called the Punk Rock Blitzkrieg. It's going on its 9th year, and I only play punk rock because I feel it was overlooked when it came out. And now it's above ground everywhere. And I like to help new punk bands who can't get record deals for some reason, and maybe somebody out there might like them. And it's 3 hours Tuesday and Saturday on Channel 41. And I get to hear the songs too. So it's going on its 9th year, so I'm very proud of that.
I find it interesting that the two things you love are punk rock and pasta sauce. Can you tell us about your sauce?
My grandfather was a head chef at the Copacabana, the club in New York City, for 20 years. So I used to watch him cook as a little boy. Then when I moved out of my parents' house at 18, I started making my own food, and spaghetti was one of them. But the ingredients, they weren't that good because I couldn't afford to really pay for anything of a substantial amount. So I took some time, made what is out now with better ingredients, and it came in number 2 in the Wall Street Journal. I mean, if the suits like it, it's fine with me. I don't care who likes it, but that's pretty good, you know what I mean?
I mean, can I say, just as a non-expert, I don't consider myself a foodie, but I do enjoy eating. It's probably the only reason I'm alive right now, is I've eaten some food over the past 34 years, and I had never had sauce like that, especially out of a jar. I mean, this is as flavorful and as enjoyable as really food could ever be, especially pasta sauce, to the point where, initially we were eating it at home, on noodles and on spaghetti and things. And then I started, these eggs this morning, they could use a little flavor, throw some of the pasta sauce. And by the end of the week, I was actually finishing the jar just with the spoon, room temperature, because that's how good it is. It really is. So you owe it to yourself. You can go online and order it. It's Marky Ramone's, Brooklyn's own pasta sauce. Yeah, there you go. Really
but
good.
10% goes to Autism Speaks. So that was cool.
Good cause.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you think you could explain your involvement in Santos Party House?
Well, yeah, my friends and I, going back now about to around 2006, we thought, well, what would happen? We love New York City, and we love going out here. We love the venues and the clubs. What if we made our own club? What if we took all our love and passion and made our own space? And for whatever crazy reason, we decided to actually pursue that. And actually, thanks to people like Steve Lewis, the gentleman who introduced Marky and I to each other, as well as a lot of supporters and other folks in Manhattan and the surrounding boroughs, actually even the world at large, people encouraged us, and we became the first brand new nightclub and concert venue to open downtown. I mean, brand new, like built from scratch in over 20 years, and that is Santos Party House. And we do everything from rock concerts to death metal to hip hop to dance parties. I mean, it's the best sound system. It's a completely, again, brand new. We didn't just move into someone else's space and change the name. We built this place from scratch. And Marky was kind enough to want to do our first show there together, and I mean the energy was just fantastic. It's a place that can be our own place. I mean, there's been places that have come before, and people had their times there. Now this is a place for now. This is our time with our space, and we're christening it. Thanks to things like what we're doing here with Marky. And if you're ever in New York and you want to party, come to Santos Party House.
Or House Party Santos.
You know what? As long as you find your way down to 96 Lafayette Street, that's the only club on the block, so you're going to be okay.
There you go.
That's it.
I know you're putting out a book called The Party Bible. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, The Party Bible, yes. Well, Simon & Schuster and I have teamed up to write a book about partying, and really, it's not so much a memoir about my own experiences. It's not really a fictional book, of course. It's a self-help book. It's a way to help yourself using the power of partying and positivity to try to make life more festive, more celebratory. And I've never written a book before, so it's a challenge for me, but I'm just trying to open myself and use the the inspiration I get from dreams coming true, like what I'm getting to do here with Marky, to try to share some of that energy with other folks, and look for it. As soon as it's done, it'll be published. I was going to try to publish it before it was finished, and then we decided that blank pages just aren't that interesting. So I'm going to finish writing it, and then we'll put it out there and see how if people get partying harder. It is. There's a lot of randomness. There's a lot of absurdity and silliness, but that's part of partying, right? It's just it's not about being serious. It's about having some fun.
Marky, everybody knows that you've had a long, successful career. Is there anything that you haven't done yet that you'd like to do in the future?
Well, a lot of times I was approached to act, doing movie bit parts. So maybe that's one thing I'll venture into in the future. Depending on the script, if I could win an Academy Award, I would do it. But just kidding. Anyway, that's what I would do. But that's one of the things I haven't done yet. I did act in Rock and Roll High School, so
quite well. I mean, yeah.
And I was expecting a Grammy there, so. And I was on The Simpsons as a cartoon character, so.
If someone said, if you act in this certain part, you will automatically win an Oscar, that's what it would take for you to do it?
No, I'd have to work for it, because then I'm only fooling myself.
Okay, all right. All right.
I think it's funny that you guys came together because you both have this really distinct look to you guys, the leather jacket and the all white. Is this always your attire when you guys get on stage?
No, well, today it might get cold, right? So I got the coat on,
Sometimes I've had very bad diarrhea, so, I'm not going to wear white in those cases.
Exactly.
It's better to wear all brown in those situations.
Marky, is that one of the original Ramones jackets?
Well, this is my main one now. I've had about 5. Some was stolen. Some I gave to charity, so, there's a few things. But this is the one that I like to wear now,
The good thing about Marky is he always looks like Marky Ramone. And that's
that's
a good thing.
I like it's like wearing a regular T-shirt on the stage and jeans, sneakers. That's all.
Well, plus you're drumming, so you know.
Yeah.
You know, he's definitely sweating up
I'm
there.
not going to be Liberace, you know what I mean?
That's too many layers.
Yeah.
Marky, I know you're coming out with the book as well. Could you tell me about that?
My book's coming out 2014.
Does that have a title yet?
It's going to be about my whole life with the punk scene, working with Phil Spector, the Hall of Fame, the Grammy, what went down behind the scenes, the beginning of CBGBs, the hanging out of Max's, all this stuff, all the bands I was in, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, it's pretty comprehensive, pretty thick book. Written by a Ramone, not a family member or a road manager. Or it's written by a guy that was there, you know.
I'm curious to hear your take on this. Why is it, do you think, that no one stepped in and some rich rock star didn't try to save CBGBs?
Because when Hilly died, CBGBs died. That's how I feel. It was the end of an era. Everything can't be a brand. It was a time. Now it's a high-end clothing store, and that, you know, each to his own. But that's not what we were about. We weren't about buying $300 jeans. But, you know, if the guy wants to do that, fine with him, you know what I mean? But the aura of the area and of that era should be remembered, not what it has become now. So, I mean, Hilly knew that they were going to raise the rent on him. Hilly was dying of cancer. He got out. He had enough. It was an end. For a club to last 35 years, that's great. For a club to last that long, it's amazing.
It is.
So, you know, when I saw the trailer, I was very disappointed. Hey everybody, I am Marky Ramone.
And I'm Andrew WK.
And you're watching Under the Gun TV.